So warm-up 19's on the screen, and reads as follows. For number 1, number 2 is simplify. Number 1 reads 11 plus 5i in parentheses times 9 minus 3i. For number 2 we have parentheses x squared minus x, close parentheses, minus, open parentheses, 9x squared plus x minus 1, close parentheses. Then the next ones, 3 and 4, it says factor. For number 3 it reads 4x squared minus 20x plus 24. For number 4 it reads 27x to the 4th plus 54x to the 3rd minus 64x minus 128. And number 5, it says solve for x, and they give the equation 6y plus 3x equals 18. Copy that. I'll give you some time to finish. Ready, go. Alright, let's see. Being that it's Monday, let me go over warm-up number 19. Here goes. I went over it. Maddie's on no. Alright. So number 1, you can use distributive property or area model. Who used area model? Distributive property? Yeah, I mean, you can do either or. So here's, I'm going to use distributive, so I'm going to multiply this times this, that's 99. 11 times negative 3i, that's negative 33i. Then 5i times 9, that's positive 45i. And then 5i times negative 3i, that's negative 15i squared. So far so good? Combine like terms, we can combine these. So I'm going to bring down the 99. Then negative 33 and 45, that's positive 12i. Then I'm going to bring down the negative 15i squared. We're still not done. Now before I do the next step, writing utensils down, look up to the screen. So we're getting closer, guys, to getting into equations and functions, and also into complex and imaginary numbers now as we get into more into the Algebra 2 course. But like everything that we do, the warm-up, I get you guys closer in the skill that you need so that when we get to the lesson, you already know. So check this out. Let's see if you remember from when we did the number sets, when I introduced imaginary numbers. I said square root of negative 16 was 4i. Is that correct? Then I had you guys take note, and I said I is equal to square roots of negative 1. You guys remember that? Okay. So here's a question to you. If I wanted to leave the negative 1 by itself, and I wanted to cancel this square root, what cancels a square root? We know that an addition is canceled by a subtraction. A division is technically canceled by a multiplication. So what cancels a square root? Tell your neighbor, what do you think cancels the square root? Some of you are like, I don't know, I just want some Johnnies. Okay. No? No Johnnies? Donut? No? How about a squared? This is the square root, so the inverse of taking the square root is raising it to the second power. Whatever we do to one side, we do to the other, so therefore, if this cancels this, we're left with what? I to the second power, which is negative 1. Copy this, please. And if you want to make a note of this as well. Some of you are like, what? Okay, let me make that a little bit bigger down here. We have I is equal to square root of negative 1. To cancel this square root, we raise it to the second power. And whatever we do to one side, if we do to the other, this cancels that. That means we're left with I squared equals to negative 1. Okay? It's kind of like saying this. 2x equals 6. All right, the 2 is multiplying what is the inverse of multiplication? Division, division. What is the inverse of a square root? Taking it to the second power. Okay? Oh, all right. So now that we have this, check this out. What did we say I squared was? -1. Well, look, isn't this I squared? Therefore, check this out. I'm going to write 99 plus 12i minus 15 times, instead of I squared, what am I going to write? -1. Therefore, this is 99 plus 12i plus 15. So at the end we get, what is 99 plus 15? That's 114 plus 12i. And once again, we're going to get there slowly but surely, okay? So, let me go over number 2. We already spent enough time on number 1. Hopefully you remember to distribute the what? The negative, so therefore this should be negative 8x squared minus 2x plus 1. Hands if you got that. Okay, good. Number 3. Is it in standard form? Yes. Did you find the GCF? Yes, it was 4. We're left with x squared minus 5x plus 6. From there you should have done the whole process. So therefore the factors for number 4 should be 4 parentheses x minus 2, x minus 3 after all your process. And if you got that. Okay? Now, if I don't see some of you raising your hand, that's telling me that maybe you did not do your home play over the weekend. Just, you know, some info. And FYI, if you're not doing your home play, guys, you're going to start falling behind so fast. You're going to see that today. Okay, here it goes. Next. How many terms? 4. Is there a GCF? No, so that means I group. The little plus sign right there. So what's GCF between these two? 27, and they have an x cubed. So we're left with x plus 2. All right, bring down the plus. What's GCF between these two? Negative 64, and we're left with x plus 2. Yeah, so 64 divided by 64 will 1, negative 128 divided by 64 is 2. So what's the same here and here? X plus 2. And what's left over? The 27x cubed minus 64. 27x cubed minus 64. And well, I'll stop right there. However, I did ask you to memorize some identities, right? Which were cubic, weren't they? So we could expound from there, but I'm not. We're going to stop right there for right now. And let's go with the easy one. Number 5. It says solve for x. So line down the equal sign. I need to leave x by itself. So I start with here, minus 6y minus 6y. We're left with 3x equals negative 6y plus 18. How do I get rid of this 3? Divide by 3, divide by 3. Therefore, x equals negative 2y plus 6. And if you guys noticed, now I'm introducing a 2-variable equation because we're about to get into functions. Let's go. Woo. All right, copy the agenda for today, please. Here we go. Warm-up number 19. We are still in dividing polynomials. And tonight's home play is a play sheet 6.5, evens only. You can find that on Canvas. You go to the Polynomials module. Or if not right now, when I give you the code for Nearpod, you can go to Nearpod and it's in there in PDF format. Okay? Also, reminder, starting tomorrow and Thursday, tutoring here from 3:30 to 4:30. Be there or be elsewhere. Good. Yep. Yeah, because, anyway. Alright, and what do we do in tutoring? We go over the home play, and you leave here with the home play already done. Bam. Alright, let's move on. Here's the synchronous code, MED68. That's for Nearpod. If you go there, you can get your play sheet for tonight. Okay, PDF. Alright. MED68. Alright, once again, for the sake of time, I'm not going to ask you to turn in your home play 316, 317. Do that by 4 p.m. today on Canvas. So I left you for home play with the odds, is that correct? I had left you evens, but we went over it in class. Now, some of you had submitted on Canvas already the evens. If you already did, then that's fine. I'll take that as credit. If you haven't, right there it says evens. Turn in your odds before 4 o'clock. Everybody with me? All right, let's get started. Yeah? All right, here we go. Once again, your home play for tonight, play sheet 6.5C, evens only. And here's our objective. I can divide polynomials. I can divide polynomials. Right there at the bottom left of your Cornell notes. And reminder, we already started with division last week. You're like, what? Yeah, factoring is division, but in a different format, okay? Today we're going to get more into the funner stuff of division. Yeah, let's go. Thank you, Miss Litchfield. You're welcome. All right, do we need a fair model for polynomials? Tell your neighbor the definition for polynomials, please. All right? Okay, so you should have said monomials or some additions to monomials. You know what the examples, non-examples, and a half size look like, yes? All right. So writing utensils down, let me take you back in time. Y'all ready? Here we go. I'm going to take you back to elementary, and I think you were in, I want to say 2nd or 3rd grade when they introduced you to this. Okay, kids, today we're going to do division. 24 divided by 3. And then they said, this could be written as 24 over 3, or what we're going to be practicing today, 24 using long division by 3. And some of you are like, oh snap, I remember these, remember? And then all of a sudden they started increasing the number, yes? All right. Please, writing utensils down, look up to the screen. I'm going to go over the process using this right now, because today we're going to be focused on division, but using long division. So just to recap the name, this number that's inside, or basically this first number that goes inside, is known as a dividend. The number that goes outside, or the second number after the division sign, is known as the divisor. Divisor. Yes? Or those of you that were with me at Frank Wright, I said, okay, imagine this is a baseball cap. Does everybody see the baseball cap? Yeah? What goes in front of the baseball cap? Divisor. Yeah? So, you know? You like my artwork? Yeah? Okay, good. Divisor. Alright, question. What number times 3 gives us 24? 8. Okay, so 8 times 3, that's 24. And now that I multiplied it and I wrote it there, what do I do next? I subtract, is that correct? Which means, what does that mean, Mr. Q? That this subtraction, whatever's here, becomes its opposite. So what is the opposite of positive 24? Negative 24. That's why we are able to cancel this, and then we get 0 as our remainder. Is it coming back? Yes? And what is the name of the answer to a division problem? This is known as the quotient. Quotient. Does everybody see the mechanics of it? Yes? It's like riding a bike, yeah? Okay? So now let me put you on a bike and the wheels are on fire and stuff. So copy this one. Yeah, I know, right? No, not everything's on fire yet. We'll get to those in a little bit. It says divide using long division. And then it reads 3x cubed plus 22x squared plus 37x plus 10 divided by x plus 5. Okay, just copy it. I'm going to go over it. I got you. All right. Y'all ready? Okay, here we go. Stay focused, please, because this one is probably going to be the beginning of something really nice. Ready? Here we go. What is the first thing we do every time that we work with polynomials? We always do what, everyone? Check for standard form. Okay, let me do that. This is third degree, this is second degree, this is first degree, this is 0 degree. Question, are there any degrees missing? No, it's in order, and they're all there. Okay, let's look at this one. First degree, 0 degree, standard form, yes. Anything missing? No. Okay, so notice here's a division sign. That means this is my dividend, and this is my divisor. Clear to see? Oh yeah, Mr. Q, I can totally see this here, and now I can see it there. Okay, so here it goes. I'm going to start. Don't copy this yet, you're just paying attention. My dividend goes here, 3x cubed plus 22x squared plus 37x plus 10. And my divisor goes right there. Copy that, please. All right? Okay, here we go. Please stay focused. Write your utensils down, look up to the screen. Ready? All right. So we have a dividend divided by the divisor. So what did I ask you guys over here? I said, what number times 3 gives me this number? Is that correct? All right, so that's what I'm going to do. What number times x gives me 3x cubed? That number is 3x to the second. You're just paying attention. I'll have you copy a little bit. So let's see. 3x squared times x, that's 3x cubed. 3x squared times 5, that's positive 15x squared. Okay, what do? I'm going to subtract. Is that correct? What does that mean, Mr. Q? That I need to distribute that negative to both of these. That means this becomes negative and this becomes negative. So far so good? Okay, next, what do I do with this? This cancels. And then we have 22 minus 15 is what? 7x squared. Copy that, please. Okay, as you're finishing copying, let me go through the process one more time. What is the first thing we check for? Standard form, to make sure that all the powers are there. What is the second thing? We wrote the dividend inside, the divisor outside. From there we asked the question, what number times the first term gives us this first term? We got that number. We multiply times the second up to there, and then we combine, and that's what we get. Okay, write your utensils down, look up to the screen. So basically I'm done with 3x cubed and I'm done with 22x squared because that combined to give us this, right? So guess what? Now I bring the other term down, positive 37x, before you copy. Question, I repeat the process. What number times x gives me 7x squared. 7x, so positive 7x, 7x times x, that's 7x squared. 7x times 5, that's positive 35x. I'm going to subtract. What does that mean, everyone? That I need to distribute that to both terms. This cancels. What is 37 minus 35? 2x. And what do we do after that? We just bring the other one down. Copy that, please. So we've brought this one down, and now we have 2x plus 10, and the question goes again. What number times x gives me 2x plus 10? 2. So we do plus 2. 2 times x, that's 2x. What is 2 times 5? That is 10. We're going to subtract. What does that mean? We distribute that negative to both of these. This cancels, this cancels, and that means we have what? 0 remainder. Okay, so this divided by this, what would be our answer? The quotient, is that correct? Which is 3x squared plus 7x plus 2. This is our quotient. Copy that if you haven't already. All right, and that's the entire lesson. All right, so standard form, dividend divisor. We start one at a time. Bring the next term down, do it again. Bring the next term down and do it again. Okay, show me from 1 to 5 how comfortable you feel up to right there. That's in 3, 4, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's do another one together, yeah? All right, here we go. Example 1Q. Copy this one. 10x cubed plus 31x squared plus x minus 6 divided by x plus 3. All right. Tell your neighbor what's the first thing we check for. Standard form, that is correct. So let's see. This is third degree, second degree, first degree, 0 degree. Is it in standard form? Yes. Are there any degrees missing? No. Okay. This one, first degree, 0 degree, standard form, yes. Nothing missing. So we get our long division set up. So what's our dividend? 10x cubed plus 31x squared plus x minus 6. And our divisor goes here, x plus 3. Now that we set it up, question, we start. What number times x gives me 10x cubed? Tell your neighbor, please. What number times x gives me 10x cubed? Yeah, I heard 10x squared. That is correct. 10x squared. 10x squared times x, that's 10x cubed. 10x squared times 3, that's 30x squared. What do we do at that point? We're going to subtract. What does that mean again? That negative is going to distribute to both of these, to this one and to that one. Yes? So this cancels. And we're left with, what is 31 minus 30? 1x squared. That is correct. I wrote the 1 so you can see it. What's next? Bring the next term down. Plus x. And we start the process one more time. What number times x gives me 1x squared? Everyone. X. So that I'm going to put 1x. So 1x times x, that's 1x squared. 1x times 3, that's positive 3x. We're going to subtract. Once again, what does that mean? That we distribute to this one and to that one. This cancels. What is positive 1x and negative 3x? Negative 2x. Bring down the last term. All right. Therefore, we start the process one more time. What number times x gives us negative 2x? Negative 2. Negative 2 times x, that's negative 2x. Negative 2 times 3, that's negative 6. We're going to subtract. Once again, what does that mean? Plus, plus, because we do the opposite, yes, we distribute it. This cancels, and this is 0, remainder. So, what's our quotient? Our quotient, Mr. Q, is this. 10x squared plus 1x minus 2. Our quotient. It's a pen drop. There it is. From 1 to 5, how comfortable do you feel with these? Yeah, 5, 4, 5, 4. Yeah, we turn some of those 3 into 4s. Yes, 3.5. Okay, let's do another one. Let's see how you do with one by yourself all the way. Yeah? All right, here we go. Example 1, super Q. Copy this down. It says, same thing. We're still doing long division, and we are given 12x cubed minus 19x squared minus 12x plus 4. All of that divided by x minus 2. I'll give you some time for that. All right. Let's see how we did. What is the first thing we check for, Rafa? Standard form. Let's see. Third degree, second degree, first 0. Yes. Anything missing? No. 1, 0. Standard form. Yes. Anything missing? No. So therefore we have as our dividend 12x cubed minus 19x squared minus 12x plus 4. And what's our divisor? Our divisor, we got x minus 2. And we begin. What number times x gives us 12x cubed? That's 12x squared. That's 12x cubed. 12x squared times negative 2, that's negative 24x squared. We're going to subtract. What does that mean? That we're going to distribute that to these two. This is negative. This becomes positive. This cancels. Let's see. What is 19 and positive 24? That leaves us with 5x squared. Yeah, this is 19. Okay? So, bring down the next term. Negative 12x. Let's repeat the process. What number times x gives us 5x squared? Well, that's positive 5x. 5x times x, that's 5x squared. 5x times negative 2, that's negative 10x. We're going to subtract. What does that mean? That we distribute this here and here. This becomes a positive 10. This cancels. So what is negative 12x plus 10x? That's negative 2x. Bring down the last term. Positive 4. So what number times x gives us negative 2x? Negative 2. Negative 2 times x, that's negative 2x. Negative 2 times negative 2, that's positive 4. We're going to subtract, and once again, what does that mean? Distribute that to here, it becomes a positive. This one becomes a negative. This cancels, and we're left with 0. Remainder. So our quotient, what's our quotient? 12x squared plus 5x minus 2 is our quotient. And have you got that by yourself? Okay. From 1 to 5, how comfortable do you feel with these? Okay. 4 5s, 4 5, 5 5 5s. Okay. Questions, comments? We good? Autographs? No? Okay. So, let's put everything on fire. Yeah? Let's crank it up. Copy this one. Example 1, super duper cube. 7x cubed minus 6x plus 9 divided by x plus 5. All right, help me out with this one. What is the first thing we check for? Standard form. Okay, so let's see. Third degree, first degree, 0 degree. What do you guys notice? There's no second degree, so but I'm still going to write it here. I'm going to box it because it needs to be complete in the division. Let me check this one. First degree, 0 degree, standard form, yes. Anything missing? No. Okay, so check this out. Write your utensils down, look up to the screen. If this goes here, but it needs to have all the degrees represented, I start with what? 7x cubed? Check. What would I write for second degree? Think about it. Zero x to the second. That is correct. Some of you are like, couldn't we just write x squared, Mr. Q? No, because then it's an invisible what? 1. So it has to show 0. And then minus 6x, and then plus 9. Copy that, and we're going to finish it off together. And then we write the divisor, x plus 5. All right? Question. What number times x gives us 7x cubed? Maddie, what do you think? 7x squared, thank you. So that is 7x cubed. 7x squared times 5, that's positive 35x squared. We subtract. And what does that mean? That means that we're going to distribute that negative to here and to here. This cancels. Negative 35 plus 0, it's still negative 35x squared. Bring down the next term, which is negative 6x. Next, what number times x gives us this, Nathan? It's negative 35x. Thank you. Negative 35x times x, that's negative 35x squared. Negative 35x times 5, that's negative 175x. We're going to subtract. And what does that mean? That you shouldn't be on your cell phone and you should be taking notes. So therefore we distribute, this cancels. So what's 175 minus 6? 169x. Are we done? No, we have one more term. Bring that down. Plus 9. So, what would go here? Tell your neighbor, please. What would go there at the end? You guys got it? Yes? Vincent, what goes here? 169, thank you. So 169 times x, that's 169x. 169 times 5, that's positive 845. And we're going to subtract. What does that mean? We distribute that here and here. So that means this cancels. Let me scoot this up a little bit. And we're left with negative 845 plus 9, that's negative 836. Now we do have a remainder. Now let's take back to elementary. Remember that you guys, when you guys had remainders, if it was a whole number, you wrote the whole number. What happened to the remainder? We wrote it as a fraction or decimal, but a fraction next to it. Since this is a polynomial, we can't write a decimal. So check this out. This is how we write it. What is my quotient? My quotient so far is 7x squared minus 35x plus 169. And look how I write my remainder. I put a little plus here and a fraction bar. What goes on top? Negative 836, that is correct. And underneath that, our divisor, which is x plus 5. And that is our quotient. Woo, let's go. How we doing? Yes? Okay, now with remainder. From 1 to 5, how can 3 are with remainders? Yeah, good. 5 fourths, 5 fourths. Yeah, so basically it's just writing your fraction with the remainder that we have. Ready? All right, here we go. Example 2. Write this down. Let me get rid of this and that. Okay? 9x to the 4th plus x cubed plus 11x squared minus 4 divided by x plus 1. I'll give you a head start. See how you do by yourself. Ready? Go. So just to go through the process expeditiously, like those big words, huh? Pretty good, right? All right, let's see. Standard form, 4th degree, 3rd degree, 2nd degree, 0 degree. Do we have all the degrees? No, we need the 1st degree, and I'm going to box it so I won't forget it. 1st degree, 0 degree, anything missing? No. So I start with my dividend. 9x to the 4th, check, plus x cubed, check, plus 11x squared, check. Oh, 1 degree. Okay, so plus 0x, check, and then minus 4. Hands if your setup look like that. Okay, good. Let's go. My divisor, x plus 1. And then we start. Here we go. What times x gives us 9x to the 4th? Well, 9x cubed. So that gives us 9x to the 4th plus 9x cubed. I'm going to subtract, which means what? Distribute this negative here and here. This cancels. Negative 9x cubed plus 1, that's negative 8x cubed. Bring down the next term, which is 11x squared. We do the process one more time. What times x gives me negative 8x cubed? Well, that's negative 8x squared. What is negative 8x squared times x? That's negative 8x cubed. Negative 8x squared times 1, that's negative 8x squared. And we're going to subtract. What does that mean? We distribute this to these two, so this becomes positive, this becomes positive. So this cancels. What is 11 plus 8? 11 plus 8, that's 19x squared. Bring down the next term, plus 0x. So what number times x gives us 19x squared? That's positive 19x. 19x times x, that's 19x squared. 19x times 1, that's positive 19x. Subtract. That means we're going to distribute this negative here and here. This cancels. So that leaves us with negative 19x plus 0. That's still negative 19x. And last but not least, we're going to bring down the negative 4. Yes? Let's scoot this out a little bit. There it is. So, what number times x gives me negative 19x? Well, that's negative 19. That gives me negative 19x. Negative 19 times 1, that's negative 19. We're going to subtract, which means this distributes. It becomes positive, positive. This cancels. So what is 19 minus 4? That's positive 15. That's our remainder. Therefore, our quotient is 9x cubed minus 8x squared plus 19x minus 19. Do we have a remainder? Yes, so I put plus fraction bar. What goes on top? 15. And what's our divisor? X plus 1. This, ladies and gentlemen, is our quotient. Show me the fingers. 1 being the lowest, 5 being the highest. So far, where are we at? 5 fourths, 5 fourths, 4.5. Yes? Okay. And from here, pretty much, it just starts building up. Look up really quick so you can see the next one. And so on and so forth. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? What I'm saying is that you already know the process and it just builds up from there, okay? So your home plate for tonight, once again, guys, reminder, it's the plate sheet 6.5C evens only. And where do you get that? You can go to Canvas or Nearpod, MED 6.68, I'm sorry. And I'm going to stop the video right there. So those of you online, you can get that from that page. Good one, guys. Enjoy your home plate. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.